Oh wow, Battery Park. This looks like a great place to stop and look at some art.
Yeah, I think we should split up though. That way we can cover more art.
I think we should use our objects to help explain the ways in which we'll look at different art. For instance, I'm going to use my flashlight to shine a light on art and artists and the parts of artwork that are overlooked by many people.
Yeah, and my crown represents my personality. It's flashy, just like the artwork that I like. Wow, let's stop and look at this piece.
There definitely is a lot to talk about. What made you stop at this piece?
It just really grabs my attention with the color. I like the artist's use of warm colors on the muted background.
I like that too, but I think the shadows play an important role. The dark contrasts, they help to balance out the overall composition.
I wonder if it's a painting or a photograph.
Well, there are visual clues that lead me to believe it could possibly be either. The highly realistic qualities show characteristics of a photograph, but the dark voids where nothing seems to exist make it feel like a painting.
I agree. The high-intensity colors give it an unrealistic feel, but these features could also be captured through photography.
Should we move on and look at another piece?
Sure. Boring.
No, it's not boring. I think we should stop and talk about this. Maybe you just have to look at it in a different way.
With those colors and those shapes, how can there be anything to talk about?
What if you don't look at them as just colors and shapes, but rather taking those colors and shapes and giving them meaning? For instance, when I look at these shapes and colors and the way they come together, I see a mother and a child reading a story together. It's the use of the individual colors and shapes that help me make the distinctions between the shapes to lead me to this conclusion.
I can understand where you're coming from, but I still can't appreciate it. It's just too abstract and the colors are boring.
We saw a lot of different art today, both good and bad.
We had a lot of good conversations brought out by the art. I was surprised by all the different possible views one could take from each piece.
I agree. It's definitely something to keep in mind when teaching.
Yeah, even though I didn't like all the pieces, I want to show my students everything so they can develop their own opinion.
I agree. I'm glad today we have access to so many different types of art. I think it's important to find art that will appeal to all of my students' ideas.